One Steelers insider seems to think the Pittsburgh Steelers could go up yet again in 2024, just like they did in 2023, and make a monster splash move for a big name tackle. Also, the Steelers signed yet another familiar face for Arthur Smith in the tight end room. Welcome back to Mike Drop Sports, everybody. I'm Jason. Let's talk about the news of the day here on the Friday edition of the show. Welcome back as always. Let's start out with that familiar face in the tight end room. Now that you see a guy being signed again that is familiar with Arthur Smith. A guy in McCole Pruitt. McCole Pruitt played for Arthur Smith in Tennessee, in Atlanta. Very familiar. A tight end that is coming to the Pittsburgh Steelers with familiarity of Arthur Smith's system. Now, why do they keep doing this? I think it's just to make Arthur comfortable, giving him players that he really, really likes, and just to add depth. This guy here is a guy that had 25 catches for 260 yards and 5 touchdowns from 2022 to 2023. 71 career receptions in 10 career seasons. Pruitt is not one of those big name guys. This is just going to be a depth piece. So I just wanted to bring that up, that they did bring in yet another familiar face to the Pittsburgh Steelers roster for Arthur Smith. Somebody that knows his system and is going to be able to not only know the system, but when you add these guys, I feel like it helps. Whenever you have an offensive coordinator that's new, you want to have some people around the building that are familiar with the system and a veteran presence, and that can help other younger players learn the system. They're able to give them the ins and outs of that system, give them some tricks of the trade, what has worked best, what has not worked. And it just, I think, breeds a different environment of trust with other players that have done this before, and gives Arthur a little bit more credibility inside of that building to show other players where the success can come from within the system. And I really think that that is something the Pittsburgh Steelers are really trying to do here by adding players that are familiar with Arthur, Patterson, McCole Pruitt. I think there's even somebody else. But again, guys, that's what they are trying to do here in my eyes. This isn't a huge signing. This is another depth piece. This is another piece that can provide that veteran presence and leadership in terms of knowing the system and helping the other guys learn the system. In my eyes, that's what I think they're doing. But one Steelers insider seems to think that the Pittsburgh Steelers could make a big splash yet again inside of the 2024 draft, just like they did in 2023, where they moved up ahead of the Jets to take Broderick Jones, who's panned out to be a pretty decent guy, man. A good selection. They took him, with the number 14 pick, I believe? Yes, I believe that's where Broderick was. But they jumped up ahead of the Jets, trading with the New England Patriots, one of their divisional rivals, to grab Broderick Jones ahead of them. They were about to pick him, and the Steelers said no way. But this time, I think that this definitely could have some merit. The Steelers, according to Ray Fittipaldo, have some interest in this guy, and that is Talise Fuga. I think that this could have some potential truth to it in what I read and what Ray is reporting. Ray's pretty trustworthy source. And Ray is saying this, that the Pittsburgh Steelers went to this guy's pro day. This guy has the potential to maybe be outside of the top 10 within striking distance of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they could be coming up with a trade package in order to move up ahead of everybody to grab Talise Fuga. I can't pronounce his name correctly all the time, sorry. Faga, maybe is how you pronounce it. I always pronounce it wrong, and I don't know why. But I have a real pet peeve about pronouncing names wrong, and his name is one of those names that I just don't get sometimes. But anyway, guys, as we move through, this could be a real trade. This could be a real thing here. The Pittsburgh Steelers could definitely do this, and it would make sense for the Steelers. Why? Because they would be adding 2 bookend tackles. You have Broderick Jones in the building already. You add a guy like Fuaga. You add a guy like him, and man, does this really solidify that offensive line? I know you still need a center, and I still think you could get there with a guy like a Zach Frazier, Van Pran, even a Jackson Powers-Johnson, depending on where these guys slide around to. There's some other options. There's Graham Barton out there. There's other guys, man. And the Steelers could definitely make something happen still inside of the draft for one of those guys, and I still think they could fix it through a veteran presence somehow, a trade, either bringing back somebody maybe that they don't necessarily want to, but they'll will have somebody there. They have to. So I think they'll do that and they'll figure that out. But I think getting the bookend tackle is a really big move, and I think that it would really mean a lot for the Pittsburgh Steelers having two stud tackles, man, on young rookie deals. What it would do for this offense would be something really, really special, guys. And the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line instantly becomes a formidable force inside of the NFL and really can protect whoever's being at quarterback. When you have two stud guys protecting your quarterback on the edges, good things happen. And your quarterback has that sense of comfortability that gets rid of maybe some happy feet if you have to play a guy like a Justin Fields or something to where he's really comfortable. And I don't think he's ever had that type of protection before in his career. At least I don't think so. I don't think Justin has ever been able to feel that sense of comfortability. And Russell Wilson, being a veteran, being the all-pro that he is, having those two tackles would really make him feel good and really allow him to work within this Arthur Smith system and do some big, big things, in my opinion. I think that's really what you need to do is solidify those edges. And if you can get a guy like this and you put him on the edge opposite of Broderick Jones and you have these two studs, then you look inside at Isaac Seumalo and James Daniels, who are really, really good. All you're missing is that centerpiece, and you'll figure that out before training camp. You'll figure that out before the 2024 season, and having two good guards and two good tackles could maybe make up for a little bit of a deficiency at the center spot if you have somebody that maybe isn't so great. But let's not forget the Steelers are really comfortable with a guy like Nate Herbig filling in until like a rookie is ready. So getting somebody later in the draft isn't so bad if they're molding somebody and bringing somebody along. Also, Nate can do it. So, I mean, we've seen him do it before. I'm not sure how high of a level he's going to be able to do it at, but we'll see. There's an option. You have guys like Spencer Anderson still on the roster that I think can still do some special things, play all over the line, going to be a good depth piece for 2024. I definitely think this Pittsburgh Steelers line, with the addition of another stud tackle, could be super, super good, guys. And I don't think that this is far outside of the realm of a possibility of actually happening. If you look at this guy falling out of the top 10, that's striking distance for the Steelers. It really, really is, guys. And the Steelers could definitely make a move to jump up and get Fuaga and really make this offensive line something special for several years, because you're going to have guys on rookie deals, and both of them going to be in the first round. That gives you the 50-year option on both of them. So you're going to have a solidified, really stud line, really booked down for many years, which is going to be good because they're going to have time to gel. They're going to have time to get to know each other, time to really become that cohesive group and what you need offensive lines to do. They need to come together. They need to be on and off the field tight, man, and get them in that groove of playing together. And I think that the Steelers really be wise to do this. And I know it's not maybe the flashiest pick, but it's probably the smartest pick, to be honest with you. And that really will give the Steelers a leg up moving into 2024 and make their offense something way different than what it was in 2023. I can say that with certainty. As we move through, we could squash the Tyler Boyd stuff. That's over. I'm not sure why, but it's finally over. I think I've been seeing a lot of reports saying that it's finally over. The two sides, there's no chance that they come. The ship has sailed, guys, so I wanted to bring that up. That's over with. There's several new mock drafts coming out as we inch closer toward the draft, so maybe we'll discuss those on the live show tonight. Again, Arthur Smith gets another familiar face. The Steelers, Fuaga may be interested in trading up for him. So there are exciting things going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers as the con artist continues to construct this offense in a major way, this defense in a major way, this entire roster for 2024, giving his team many, many options and allowing this Steelers team to really start to blossom as they head toward off-season workouts and things of that nature, to where this team is really going to have a chance to do something special if it continues on the path that Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin have set in front of them. I really think this could be something pretty cool. But the Steelers definitely are in an all-in year, if you ask me. They got some major decisions that are going to be coming in 2025. If you really look at it, man, they're going to have to figure out this quarterback thing, and they're going to have to figure out some other positions. There's guys that maybe aging out on the defensive side of the football. You're going to have to really start taking that into consideration if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. TJ Watt's no spring chicken. Cam Hayward's on his last a couple years, you know. There's several guys. Larry O's old. There's Minka's not no spring chicken anymore. He's getting older as we get through this. But I mean, there are some older guys, so you're gonna have to start really paying attention to that side of the football again. You don't want it to age out. So if you're Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin, you really got to start paying attention to both sides. They have, in my opinion, but you got to start looking at some of those pieces that may be getting a little bit too old. You have Russell Wilson, who may be getting a little bit too old, and he hasn't even played a snap for you yet. So again, guys, you have to pay attention to that. If you're Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin, you really have to watch those things because we've seen the Steelers age out on defense before. We've seen them age out at the quarterback position before. So you really have to be ultra focused on that, especially when you're a team like the Steelers building this the way Omar Khan has. You really have to pay attention to those things. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here for our Friday show. Don't forget tonight at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Steel City Live. It's going to be a great show. We're going to talk about all this stuff and much, much more here on Mike Drop Sports. And as always, I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We're going toward 5,000, and let's keep on trucking. Until tonight, guys, though, I'm out. So peace.